According to the Cadres poll, there has been a 4% swing in favor of the ruling administration. It also pointed out that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is favored by 50% of the polled population, as opposed to 18% to his closest rival, Nazim Burke. This and other findings were not accepted by some, who questioned how the people interviewed for the poll were chosen, what areas they were selected from, and whether or not the poll did receive financial support from any political party. In an interview with GBN on Monday, Director of Cadres Peter Wickham says if someone else wishes to contradict his findings, he is open to such.
It'll become known as alternative facts, but if you have an alternative polling information that tells a different story, I think it would be in their interest to release it, and let's have an intelligent conversation and a comparison about what Cadres has been finding as compared to what other organizations have been finding. But what I find that we have in the Caribbean instead of that is that we have this kind of conversation about bias and negativity and incompetence and whatnot on the part of the one polling organization that does any work, and no one says what the alternative information, the alternative poll data. I would think that an organization that is approaching an election within a year would want to have contemporary information on public opinion, and they may very well have such out there that may be able to counter what Cadres has found, and I would be anxious to see so that we can have, and I'm open to that kind of conversation about,
He says this is not the first time a poll was done in Grenada. In January 2013, another was conducted, which presented findings consistent with election results. Wickham says in this case, 1,000 people were chosen from varying constituencies.
We take a sample of persons from each individual constituency. I think that people are familiar with the typical bowl of soup comparison that we use in polling. To say to people that, you don't need to have a whole bowl of callaloo soup before you know it's a callaloo soup. A teaspoonful is usually enough, and that's what we try to achieve in sampling. We try to get what is a representative sample of Grenadians to tell us what we think that the entire country is happening. Not every individual will be polled. That's not the way it works. I mean, the population of Grenada is thousands, several thousand. The sample size in the poll is around about 1,000. So you're not going to find that everyone will be. The question as to whether we go back and whatnot shouldn't really arise, quite simply because it depends on the frequency. If we were doing a poll next week, we wouldn't go back to the same areas that we polled last week. But certainly if we've done a poll 4 years ago, it really doesn't matter the areas that we go. We're not going to go back to the same individuals and interview them repeatedly.
The political opinion poll also pointed to, according to Wickham, a high uncommitted vote, which implies that Grenadians are not thinking politically at this time. He says while the general mood of Grenadians at this time is more favorable towards the NNP, this perspective could be altered in the coming months. Eugenia Peters, GBN News.